one of the things that Matt mentioned off the top of the program was central bank action. Yes, we're watching the Fed. We're also watching the Bank of Canada. It gets to our for what it's worth today, Matt. And everybody around the world is trying to figure out how central banks are going to deal with sky-high inflation. Today in Canada, we saw the central bank raise rates by the most aggressive we have seen at a single decision point in more than 2 decades. And a lot of people expecting they're going to continue on this aggressive path. The Canadian dollar rallying on the news on the belief that possibly they can do these moves and keep the economy afloat. Obviously, that is the key recipe that a lot of folks are watching right now.
You got to wonder, though, John, why they're all working individually rather than trying to make these moves in concert. As you point out, you know, many of the biggest central banks in the world are trying to fight inflation. The ECB, certainly the Bank of England, the Bank of Canada going big now. The Fed needs to go big. I'm not sure, or I'm positive they must talk to each other sometimes behind the scenes, but I'm not sure if they really are planning a concerted effort, and it would make sense since the inflation is global.
Well, look, there was a Trudeau that was once the prime minister in this country who once said living next to the U.S. is like sleeping with an elephant. So it's hard for Canada to ignore whatever the Fed ends up doing this year. But the other factor with this inflation story, Matt, look at oil prices. That's actually helped the Canadian economy as well. So there are some unique aspects, I suppose, that you can pinpoint in Canada.